I'm good. I'm excelentemente bien.
Excelentemente bien.
Yeah, excelentemente.
Spiritualmente,
Yes.
mentalmente,
Yeah.
physicalmente, emocionalmente, financieramente.
Y financieramente. Good job. Thank you for being here,
Thank you for
Yasmine.
having me. Thank
Today
you.
I had the topic, how to control your emotion.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm going to go to ask a few questions.
Okay.
And I hope you like the topic.
I love the topic.
Yeah.
Amazing topic.
Okay, you know, like my channel is like in Spanish, but
Yes.
I want to like do some content like in English
Yeah,
too.
of course. Challenge yourself, get creative.
Yes, and then I can influence more like my English too.
Yes.
Okay,
I agree.
Jasmine, I have a few questions for you.
Okay.
The first question is like how you control your emotion, personal.
All right. So, what I think about when it comes to controlling your emotions is being able to silence your ego. Because I feel like your ego has a big response into like, what happens around you. And I actually started reading this book called The Inner Work that I just mentioned before. And basically it discusses that the reason we allow our emotions to affect us is from past experiences that have gotten projected onto, into our mindset.
Yes.
And because we were in that limited era before, we didn't have that realization and that reflection on ourselves to realize that we were in control of our emotions all along. So over time, for me, I haven't fully conquered, my emotional pillar. And it's something that I strive to do every day because I feel like every day we're granted with the opportunity to respond with your values or to respond with your ego, with your emotions. So, over time, you're always going to encounter something that's a test. And I always pray to be emotionally powerful, but you're going to be granted that opportunity. It's not just going to come to you. So, ultimately, controlling your emotions to me is being able to seek out opportunities and respond to them with, like, your value for yourself and not your ego.
Yes, true. And I want to say something to, like, when you, like, feel, like, angry, how you control your angry management.
Okay, so, I have a past with my temper.
Okay.
Especially when it comes to, like, people who were close to me, like my cousin or my brother, my dad, even some close friends. And I had such a short temper that certain things that I would say just like triggered me.
Okay.
And the reason why it triggered me is because it triggered my ego.
Okay.
So I feel like I had to go into defense mode. I felt like I had to protect my ego. So the way I conquered that is number one, like relying on resources such as like books, like being able to self-educate myself and self-reflect and think, right? Instead of just acting on emotions, I learned that I'm capable of my reality. I'm in control. Yes. So how about the next time I feel as if I'm getting attacked, even though it's really my ego, I'm just gonna take a second to relax, think about my response, think about the situation that really is at hand, and think of the consequences with my response. Exactly. Because at the end of the day, you have to also think of consequences.
I know.
Because you have to think, what if what I say is going to cause a negative consequence or a positive consequence? So, over time, I wouldn't say my temper is crazy because it's definitely not now. But I feel like there's no limit.
Yes, sure.
Into what I'm learning.
Okay, Jasmine, this is a good point you bring that. But I had another question too for you. The second question or the third question what I had is like how you identify the partner in your emotional behavior that you like to change.
How do I identify the
emotional behavior?
The emotional behavior.
To like to change in you.
Okay. So the way I identify the emotional behavior, I know you guys recommended Emotional Intelligence 2.0 and I listened to most of the audiobooks.
Yes.
And I feel like when it comes to, and I also looked into other resources as well, which is why I'm able to be more emotionally powerful than I was. But I feel like the way we can identify our emotions is self-reflection.
Okay.
Right? I feel as if especially women, like we're emotional creatures. I mean, I could like watch something on TV, even though I don't necessarily watch TV as a habit, but you know, I enjoy my shows sometimes, and it brings you into such an emotional state, and I like catch myself getting sad. And that's one of the reasons why I tried to stop watching TV, because one, you're wasting your time watching TV. Two, like your emotions get messed up literally from actors, like they're faking it. But not to go off topic.
Yes.
So one thing that has helped me to be able to identify my emotions is meditation.
Meditation.
Sitting with myself. Because I feel like when you sit with yourself, like your thoughts are just going and going like and going, right? And when you sit with yourself and you take a moment to just think, what are my thoughts right now? How did I respond to things today? What are some things that I could do differently? What do I want to improve on? So like how Carlos says, always ask questions.
Yes.
So I'm constantly questioning myself, and I'm constantly catching myself in the moment of like experiences that I have that I may not be handling best, but I always make sure to self-reflect. So I identify my emotions, number one, by self-reflecting.
Yes, what I can say too, when I recognize my emotion, like when angry or sad, I just like think about it, like what I'm sad, what is like, what I can do, I want to change my feeling, you know?
Yeah.
But the thing is, like when you recognize the emotion, you just like, oh, why I feel like that way?
Right.
Let me change my how I think. Let me do like something different. Let me do something. Let me go walk. Let me like take a breeze. Like you know, like you can do so many things, and you can change your circle. You know, like. But the thing is, me personal. Sometimes I get angry very quickly, like, you know, sometimes like I have my son, my daughter just say, Mommy, I see your face. You're just like happy. Yes, I'm happy. Yes, Mommy, you're not happy. It's like they know me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay, my next question, Yasmine, is what is the emotion do you most frequently experience stressful and challenging situation?
Okay.
I don't know if you understand what I can say.
Yeah, I do. What's
I didn't read so far.
No, that was perfect. So what is the most common emotion I feel and stressful?
Frequently experiencing stressful for you.
In stressful situations?
Yes.
Okay. So I would say I kind of get upset more than I do sad.
Okay.
But I mean, no. More than I do. That's the same thing, upset and sad. Yes. I meant like anger. I feel like for me, my two top emotions that I'm battling, not daily, like I'm not at a battle with it every day, but it comes upon me in certain situations is, you know, that sad energy and that anger energy. So it kind of gets mixed as one, because one, in situations, because the thing is, when we feel like we're not in control of a situation, because of how we're programmed subconsciously and how we, throughout our lives, constantly wanted to be in control of our situations, when something doesn't go our way, we fall into that emotional trap. So I feel like not that I constantly do it, but you know, I'm human. I'm not perfect. If there's one thing that I am, I'm imperfect. But when I do experience stressful situations, because I wouldn't necessarily like to call them stressful situations, because I like to look at situations as a learning lesson. But like I said, I came a long way with that. So overall, I would say anger and sadness.
Angry and sad too. Oh, okay. Okay, the another question is, how do you handle the emotion like when you face to rejection? Yes.
Okay. So
it's like the same question, but it's different.
No, I totally understand. And I actually love that question, because I feel like, you know, everybody gets rejected, whether it's from a person, like an opportunity, a job opportunity, like a friend group, anything. And I feel like a lot of people don't want to take accountability for that they got rejected. But me personally, I could proudly say that I've experienced rejection before. Like I have. And you know, I would say back then, before I became, you know, a little more mentally strong and intelligent, I took it as like it hurt my ego. I'm like, wow, like how could that happen to me? Like, do you see, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I had to stop and think, like, you know what? Rejection is redirection.
Yes, sure.
So not everything is gonna go your way, but as long as you're able to own it and be like, you know what? I said what I said. I meant what I said. I own what I said. But it's a redirection.
It's
and
true.
honestly, time will tell at the end of the day.
It's something like you can grow more.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you just identify like how you feel.
Right.
You know, and just say, no, this is not for me. Even like, so you have a relationship with someone and that person like say something, you not feel like happy or you not feel like, you know, what if he say something bad to me? Like you just ask questions to yourself. Say, no, you know, and then you say, no, I don't like that. I like people talking to me like the good way, you know.
Yes.
Personally, I'm very like respect person.
Yeah.
But I like to like the people like they respect me back too. You know?
Yes. So you give respect to get respect.
Yes, it's like chain to chain.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay, Yasmine. The another question is how daily habit
Okay.
do you manage in healthy emotional balance?
So a daily habit
Yes, like something you can
that I do
like
daily
every day.
to
Yes.
like manage my emotions.
Yes.
Okay. So number one, I mean, like I feel like ultimately to be able to be emotionally intelligent
Okay.
and to conquer that, because that's one of the pillars. That's one of the 5 pillars. And I feel like it's self-realization, like
Okay.
reflection, but it also comes with discipline,
Claro.
you know?
It's sure.
I wake up, right? And the first thing I do is like I get ready and I pray. And then from there I meditate. So I set the tone for my day, you know, with God. I know God is with me, and I pray to respond to my daily encounters how God would, or how like a righteous person would. Because at the end of the day, like I'm not perfect. I may not respond to situations the best, but at the end of the day, I know that I'm gonna be granted that opportunity to respond right or to respond wrong.
It's true.
And I know that before I start my day. So I basically try. So throughout my day, like the daily things that I do is, I know I mentioned it already, but I reflect throughout my entire day. I reflect, and I also try to go about my day like non-judgmental either, because I feel like when you're a judgmental person, that comes with ego, and that's what like stirs up your emotions. So I try to take situations not personal, basically. So like throughout my day, if something doesn't go my way, it could be something small, I try to program it in my mind, like daily, just program it in my mind. Like, you're okay, it's not the end of the world, it's just your ego. You gotta fight the ego. You have to, you know?
It's true. It's like, I can say something about that too. It's like when my mentor, Carlos, sometimes he's very like strong.
Right.
Like to me, it's like, why he's like that? You know, before I asked me that so many questions, say, what is he do so many things, like he say this, he did say that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I didn't know he wanted me to be more strong.
Yeah.
He wanted me to work on my emotion. But now I recognize that.
Yeah.
Before I just like, why he say that? Why, you know, like, but I say thank you, God, because I recognize when someone say it's true to you, it's like that person, they wanted me you to grow.
Criticism,
you know,
tough love.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Yasmine, my other question is, how do you think emotional control influences in leadership and personal success?
How do I think emotional control
influencing in leadership and personal success?
In leadership and
Yes.
personal success.
Yes.
How do I think emotions? So, when it comes to leadership and personal success, I feel like when you're on your personal development journey, it's very important to take that leadership role for yourself and others. And in taking that leadership role, you have to be able to conquer your emotions. So you have that balance of, number one, you're able to go about your relationships differently, like personally and business-wise. Can you repeat it one more time? Because I was going.
How do you think the emotional control influences leadership and personal success?
Okay, So I think that emotional control influences it, like your leadership, by giving you the opportunity to aim higher and to reach your higher potential. Because once you allow your emotions to not control like your business aspect or like you being a leader, like if you do not let your emotions control relationships, you attract what you are. So you're automatically going to attract better experiences, better people around you. So yeah.
Okay. Good point you bring that.
Thank you.
Okay, my another question is, Yasmine, can you share any experience when you control your emotion and sharing out?
Okay,
You control your emotion, like any situation more important to you? Yes.
Okay. So, let me see, for example. Okay. I hope my dad doesn't watch this. Yeah. Only because I have something to say. Okay. But it's nothing really bad. So, unfortunately, some people, they have road rage. Oh, yes. Right? Not saying that my father does, but he has before, but he's conquered it, right? But one thing that I could say that I deal with him when I'm in the car is his impatience with cars. He's not. But dealing with it growing up, in the moment, it gets me anxious and gives me like anxiety, and I kind of like get mad. I find myself getting mad when people around me are impatient and like rushing stuff. Like
I want to do everything fast.
Yes, because then it's like that obviously move with urgency, but there's a time and a place. Like you move with urgency in a positive way, not in a negative way. So when people are around me and they're being like impatient and very like in that energy of being like anxious and like rushing things, I don't want it to affect me, but because I grew up with it, like it does. But because I've been being able to control my emotions, that I tell him, and I'm like, please relax. Like I'm on my way to film my episode. Like
you just like you maybe say, oh, please patient. I'm good.
Yes. Yeah, right. Yes. I'm like, you just dodged traffic, right? But we would have been there already if you just would have stayed in one place.
It's true.
But it's not, I don't look at it as a negative thing, because at the end of the day, some people, they want to get to where they want to get at fast. But me personally, I can sit in traffic. Like I'm trying, like if God wants me to sit in traffic, then I'm going to sit right here.
Yes, right there, just waiting for that time.
Yes, exactly.
That's good, Jasmine. Yeah. You have a lot of patience. This is very good.
Yeah.
I have patience too, but sometimes you didn't have kids right now, but when you have kids, you're going to see like, it's not, you're going to like live your life like rush. But the thing is, when you have someone to depend you, you're going to see, oh, my life's going to be different, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, Yasmine, I have another question. You can share. Okay, what strategy do you want to share and control your emotion?
Okay, so a strategy that I have that I use
like when you control. I know you said something before, but the thing is, I hear like, listen, like something you wanna share with my audience.
Okay. Yeah. So I would say to everybody out there who they constantly find themselves battling with their emotions, it's something that isn't easily conquered. Yeah. It's something that you have to work at every day, and I feel like it's a misconception to see people and be like, and like it's easy. Like some people say it's easier to say it than it is to do it, but at the end of the day, like, you have to do what's hard to live an easy life. But if you do what's easy, you're going to live a hard life. So if you truly, like, put that discipline in your life so you could be patient with yourself, be patient with others, so you don't have to be in that anxious state, so you don't have to let your ego, determine the way you experience life. Like, take back your power, control your emotions, and especially for my ladies, we need to step up into our power and control our emotions, because we're emotional creatures. You know what I'm saying? And I know I've had my experience. I mean, I probably have gotten sad over the silliest things or angry over the silliest things, but it comes with time. So guys, take that time for yourself to be patient, to learn, adapt, grow. Grow. Get rid of weakness.
Yes. Oh, she knows. She remember. That's good. Yes. Okay, Yasmine, my last question, what I want to ask you, what is aspect you show when you're angry? Like,
Okay.
face, like body language.
Oh, so you want to get deep into
Yeah.
it? So I know myself.
Okay.
Like, I really do, and I'm still getting to know myself, but when I'm mad, at first, I'm quiet.
Oh, quiet.
Yeah. I'm quiet because, one, I know myself, and I have a mouth.
Okay.
From back then, right?
Okay.
From back then. No, but
not now.
Not now.
Now you're very very professional and very like quiet.
But I can own up to my past.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I can. So yeah, back then no. Like even recently, right? Mm-hmm. But when I used to get mad, I would be quiet.
Okay.
And sometimes people put fire on fire, which is not good. So for example, if I was arguing with a family member.
Okay.
But I didn't start it. You guys weren't there, so I could be lying. Maybe I did start it, but I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't.
You didn't.
I really always have tried not to
start.
Yes. But I have before. But in the situation, I didn't.
Okay.
So I was quiet at first. And I'm like, okay. Let me relax.
Okay.
And I hope they relax too. Mm-hmm. But then they didn't.
Okay. They just keep going, like put a fire.
They kept just trying. And because at the time I wasn't emotionally strong or mentally strong, I was like, wow, they're really trying to test me,
Let me see how Yasmine had reaction.
So, I would say that some language was spoken that shouldn't have been spoken. And I know everybody has experienced this and everybody has had a part in doing that. I'm not proud of it, but do I do it now? No. Have I learned? Yes. So at the end of the day, I went through it to learn from it. So I'm grateful for it. So I would just be quiet and then, my mouth would get the best of me. But then I always apologize.
Okay, so that's good. That's good.
Of course.
Okay, I know I said this is the last question what I want to ask you, but now you mentioned this.
Okay.
How you decide to change your life? After, before and now,
Okay, that's an amazing question because I feel like I remember the turning point of my life. So in high school, I was so immature. I really was. And I'm so happy that I was able to get myself out of that position. But basically, my brother, my older brother, he had a big part of guiding me mentally. I remember one day, because I always used to butt heads with my dad. And my dad has honestly had a turning point since then. So it's so perfect. But back then, we're alike. So we used to always butt heads. But my brother would tell me, look, you have to relax. You have to gain control of yourself. You know what I'm saying? You have to, parents are going to be parents. You know what they have the control. So you have to be able to shut your mouth when you need to. And just listen. And as a parent, I'm sure you can relate. You just want your kids to just listen sometimes. And I do understand that now. But at the time, my brother was basically explaining to me, if you keep going down this route, it's not going to end up well for you. But he explained to me that if I kept going down that route, that it wasn't going to end up well. So he referred to me a few books. I saw that he was reading. I'm like, you know what? I see how my brother carries himself. So it inspired me. And I was like, let me read this book. And it was The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, right? And since then, book after book after book, I kept developing and developing and developing, and here I am now.
Nice, perfect. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, Yasmine, this was the last question what I want to ask you.
Ooh.
Thank you for being here.
Yes, thank you.
I love it, all the questions what I asked you. Thank you for my audience too. This is Luz y Sombra.
Luz y Sombra. Subscribe, tune in.
Yes, subscribe and do like too and don't like too.
If you want to say something negative, say something negative.
Yes.
But if you want to say something positive.
No, but I want to positive for now. I don't want nothing negative.
Of course.
This is Carlos. Carlos, he likes the negative thing.
Yeah.
Okay, Yasmine, thank you so much for being here.
Thank
you.
I
love the content for today.
Likewise.
Okay, my love.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.